Yo, CSGs, we all we got. How y'all doing? How you feeling? Good to see you, man. If unless y'all been living under a rock, the Houston Rockets have gotten Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, we back, baby. We back. He comes in, plug and play. He fixed everything that we've been needing. You know, especially as far as a perimeter score, go-to guy, hand him the ball, put the ball in the bucket, and we don't have to change our play style to do so. We don't have to change our play style to do so. Now, I know it's been a while, right? And it's been a minute since I did a live stream, but I was doing other things, right? But I had to come in and get the chop shop opinions on it. Now, did we make a mistake by trading away some of our youth for established veteran? I would say no. Of course not. Now, if you in the Twitter ring, you know, the Twitter atmosphere, we got some people that really don't like this trade. And I'm like, what are we doing? Right? Hold on real quick. Turn on my lights. All right. My screen was looking dark, so I could see better. What's going on, y'all? Yeah, some people like, how is this not a positive for us? I think most people was under the mindset that we wasn't going to be able to keep all our young players. We wasn't going to be able to fit everyone under the cap. One of these young players out of 9 first round draft picks, I believe 3 or 4 of them already gone, in Josh Christopher, Ty Washington, you know, and the guy from overseas from Spain. I can't think of his name. It's been that long. The center, Garuba. We already got some rid of our first round draft picks. You know, this was coming. And for us to get Kevin Durant at I would say a fairly low price that we didn't wager our whole future. Like, we didn't trade all our young core for him. We got rid of Jalen, you know, but look who we replaced him with. A lot of people was like, well, now y'all only got a 2-year window of a championship. No, we don't. We still got a gang of picks. We still have assets. We still have cap space that, since Fred VanVleet resigned and took a cut, we can still add pieces to this puzzle that we building. And let's say it don't work. Kevin Durant don't bring us home a championship. We still got enough to retool. Right. We still have enough to retool, and we still in good shape. I think we're on par for the course. We get better. We get into the playoffs. Then we get an established veteran, someone that wants to come here. And if you've seen the Fanatics clip, KD definitely wants to be here. It's not like we traded for someone that don't want to be here, and then next year, because he only got 1 year on his deal left, and then he leave us high and dry, and then we back into the market. But he is the quintessential everything that Jalen Green is not. Excellent jump shooter, excellent dribble, jump shooter off the dribble. First in both of those categories. Still can give us 26 points a night. What are we doing? You know, like what? Why are we complaining? We still kept most of our young guys. Now, truthfully, I thought that we was probably gonna have to give up Jabari, and I wouldn't have been happy about that. But now we got a Jabari. Hopefully, if Jabari end up being half of the player that Durant is, he can, you know, he can fill those shoes. One thing he can learn from Durant is how to shoot at the highest point, the highest elevation of the shot, at the apex of his shot. They pretty much the same size. Jabari would benefit from being around Kevin Durant. And we are on our way. If we had, just imagine what some people say, well, Dillon Brooks. If you watch the games and if you've seen the games, Dillon Brooks, he was frustrating. Yeah, he had one of the better shooting seasons, I would say, from three. But his defense was a bit overrated. He did dumb knucklehead stuff. You know, and I think we're going to probably miss that tone setter, you know, something to say, but we still got Tari. He can set the tone. Hey, man, he's going to be set the tone. You know, and I appreciate what Dillon Brooks did. Came in, helped reset the culture, help us get our mindset right on how to play hard no defense. And I think he did what he had to do. But at the price tag that we was paying him, was it really that valuable? But now we got KD. He can, you know, he's just not going to sit in a chair, right, and defend at a very high level. But he's not a slouch. He's not a slouch on defense. So if you out there and you having any reservations about the Rockets and what they did, I think it was addition by subtraction. But then on top of that, you get a world star, like really an all-world player in Kevin Durant, and didn't have to lose much of your core. Rockets fans, what are we doing? What's the complaint? Like, seriously, what is the complaints about? That Jalen Green might become a star? And I like Jalen Green for what he did. I liked him. I like that he was athletic, but he was just too inconsistent. Then we got consistency. We got 3-point shooting, mid-range shooting at the highest level in Kevin Durant. How can you be upset? Literally, how can you be upset with this? Now we're gonna look at our starting lineup coming up so far, because we did re-sign Fred VanVleet at a cheaper value from 44 to 25 million a year. That's a win. Stone. That's what I'm talking about, Stone. If you've been a subscriber for this channel long enough, I made videos about Stone. I've criticized Stone for almost every move that he made, because a lot of the moves that he was making at the deadline or before, it was more like lateral moves. This is the year, this was the offseason to see what Stone was all about. And he showed up. He got deals done. He got good trades. You know, so Stone, I will give it up to you. This is what we needed. It's what we needed. Let's look at our starting lineup going into next year. Now, things might change, but this is what projected to be. Fred VanVleet, Amen Thompson, KD, Jabari, Şengün. You got 3 shooters, a maniac running around that does pretty much everything off ball. Then you got your cornerstone center. How can we be mad? That's a great mesh of a players. Each one of them don't do what the other do. So they're not redundant in any way. The floor spacing isn't going to kill us because we was just so poor in shooting that you could just pack the paint. Now defense have to decide, are we going to double KD on the perimeter or are we going to double Şengün in the post? And I say either way, you picking your poison. Either way, you picking your poison. Then we got Tari Eason off the bench, Shepherd, Adams, and Whitmore. Now, Shepherd and Whitmore, this day time, they need to step up. We need your shooting, Shepherd. We need you running off screens while you're on the court. We need your passing. We need you to do the, pick and roll, skip passes to the corner. Cam Whitmore, we're going to need your athleticism. We're going to need your hustle. We're going to need you to have the right attitude. We're going to need you to have the right attitude first. Because you seen, hey, if Jalen Green can go, you can go too. If Jalen Green can go, you can go too. So you need to have One Shot, Eminem, 8 Mile soundtrack in your headphones the whole off season while you in the gym putting up shots, because this is your one shot. We tried to lean on you last year and you didn't quite cut it. And so Emile Douglas set you on the bench. This is your chance, Whitmore. Reed Shepherd, I think he got a little bit more leash than Whitmore. He got a little bit more leash than Whitmore. A higher draft pick. His skill set is sorely needed on this team, shooter. But if he don't step up, and we can go get a guy like maybe Derek White, or man, Derek White on this squad, we chip. we gonna win the chip if Derek White, if we can pull out. I'm not sure that Stone is done, because we still do have a couple of needs, especially shooting. So I'm not gonna sit back and say Stone is done. But if we go and roll out this lineup to begin the year, I think we're in good shape. Now, this is interesting. I wouldn't do this, but we're gonna holler at Nick Wright. Nick Wright was actually right about this. He was actually right about the trade. Let's see what Nick Wright got to say.
More importantly, though, I think I'll pick them to win the West.
Really?
Nick Wright said he will pick us to win the West. OKC gonna have something to say about that. Believe me, they will have something to say about that. Hey, but we got a hell of a chance.
I think they have a great blend of what we've seen works right now in the NBA, which is, you talked about the defense, bang. High-level coaching, no doubt about it. Depth, and a guy who can get you a guarantee.
That's something we didn't have. A guy that's going to get us a for sure 25 points.
Plus, which Kevin Durant still is. Like, there's no question about it. And the fact that they were able to get him and give up, in my opinion, very little.
Wow.
I think, like, look at their 9-man next
year. Yeah. So the fact that we got him at 25, 26 points a game, you can pretty much pencil that in. He haven't scored under 25 points a game since like his third season in the NBA. Highly efficient. That's what we lack. An efficient wing player. Efficient backguard. He's more like a wing, but man, Kevin Durant, you can put him anywhere. If you can pencil him in for 25 points a night, what are we doing? Instead of having Jalen explode for 40 or 38, then backdoor give us 9-10 points. Is it even a question? Is this even a question? Truthfully.
Next year. So this is my projected time.
Okay, I told y'all the starting lineup.
Points per game on 37, 29, 67 splits.
What is
Durant
going on?
one good game.
Yeah, right. He had the one, he had 37.
37-29 on splits. That was Jalen Green. And we moved that to Kevin Durant. 25 points. 42% three-pointer, 89% at the line. Come on, man. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Kevin Durant, we can't, if you don't love this trade, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Have you been watching and seeing our needs that we need? And Kevin Durant addresses all of them. What's up, Antoine Brown? So I'm not going to hold y'all too long, but I know a lot of people is like, well, he's not a mentally tough guy. He's not going to be able to lead us mentally. That's not what he's here for. We still got Fred VanVleet that's going to be the vocal leader. And then hopefully Şengün will come up, rise up since he is the all-star, lone all-star. He got a little cachet. Hopefully he rises up for it. And we'll have a vocal leader in both. KD is not here to be a vocal leader. He's here to put the ball in the basket, right? That's what he's here for. We got other people to do that. He's here to lead by example, show the guys what they can do if they work hard, if they can be able to sustain longevity in this league, little things like that. But he's not here to be a vocal leader. That's not what Kevin Durant was in OKC. That's not what he was in Golden State. It's not what he was in Brooklyn. It's not what he was in Phoenix. So don't think he's going to come here and be a vocal leader. That's not Kevin Durant's game. We heard him say a million times, I just want to hoop. I just want to go out there and hoop. Now he'll go out there and do just that. He's going to be able to just go out there and hoop. So our window, we didn't goof. We didn't goof up. We didn't sacrifice our future. We still got plenty of assets. We still got plenty of young guys. We just going for the goal. While these windows of opportunities do not be open for long. How long do you want us to sit back and wait? This is why we collect assets. This is why we was tanking. This is why we tanked to get young guys, to get draft picks, so we can, when the time come, one of these elite players become available, we can trade them and we can bring them in. This is why we do it. And Stone have actually mastered this. I'm not gonna lie. Stone have actually put on a masterclass so far in this offseason. He add us another piece. we cooking. He add us another combo type guard, not to really just come in and take over anyone's duty or position, but 6-man-ish, like Lou Williams type guard or somebody like that. Come in, give us a quick 15, 16 points. We cooking. We cooking. 6C Charlie, man, what it do? 6C Charlie, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. So yeah, I think we in a great spot, in a great spot, and we didn't sacrifice our future to do it. This was always the plan. I'm gonna remind you, this was always the plan. And some would say it was always the plan to get Kevin Durant. As long as he was on Brooklyn, we betted against Brooklyn. We got all of their draft picks, and we betted on their downfall. Ever since the big three, we betted on their downfall. Then when he went to Phoenix, what we do? Gave Brooklyn their picks back, then got all of Phoenix's picks. It seemed like the plan all along was to get Kevin Durant. That was the plan all along. And it just so happened, it happened now. And we had the assets to outbid the next man. Now I hear a lot of people, well, now it's championship or bust. No, it's not. It's not championship or bust. Would it be great to win a championship? Of course. We need another. It's been too long. It's been 30 years since we had a championship. It's about time we get a championship. But it's not championship or bust. Because we didn't put everything in the, middle of the table for Kevin Durant. We still got other moves and assets that we can do even when Kevin Durant leaves. So it's not championship or bust, but I'm not going to try to diminish the importance of us winning. We can't go backwards. We go backwards, then oh yeah, then we messed up. We can't go backwards. If we go forward, if we reach the conference championship, if we in the final four of the Western Conference, or one of the last two that give us a legit chance to get into the championship, I think we did all right. Then we can retool next season, see who didn't pan out, make another, little trade here or there, or sign a free agent, maybe get rid of Fred and get a more of a downhill scoring type guard. Then that's what we'll have to do. But our options are still open wide. So we didn't sacrifice our future for a 37-year-old Kevin Durant. Let's stop it. Especially Kevin Durant that's still playing at an elite level. He's playing at an elite level, bro. Let's see real quick. Then I'm going to bring people up. Check out his stats. At 36, he's still playing 62 games, right? In the playoffs, he averages 26. Well, no, my bad. This was his point per game. 26 points on 9.5. He made 9.5 out of 18 shots. 52% field goal percentage. which is like number one besides like big men. He made at least right at 2.5 threes a game. He attempted 6. That's 43% from 3. 43% from 3, 83% in field goal. Free throws. With 6 rebounds a game. We wasn't getting this. We wasn't going to get this out of Jalen Green for at least another 2 to 3 years. We wasn't getting this out of Jalen Green, bro, for another 2 to 3 years at least. If that, even if he end up reaching that, the efficiency is off the chart. 52% from the field, 43% from 3. Hey, what we doing here, man? What we doing? No reason to poo-poo or be mad about what we did. We did what was necessary. We seen that these young guys took a leap. Second year, number 2 in the West. Now it's time to go for it. Strike while the iron is hot, and that's what the front office did. And people say, well, he might end up getting hurt. Anyone can get up. Have you seen the landscape of the league? We didn't have like 8 players with just Achilles, and they're young guys. So injuries is going to happen. Injuries, if we would have went and got anyone, he could have got injured. Anyone's going to get hurt. That's part of the game. You know what I'm saying? Anyone's going to get hurt. Part of the game, no matter who we got. It's a real possibility that they will get hurt. So that shouldn't stop you from getting an elite scorer like Kevin Durant. Injuries is going to happen. But if you get a guy, if you can get a chance to get a guy like Kevin Durant, you take it. Especially at the price we got him for. You take it. The link is at the top of the chat. Anyone that want to come up. The link is at the top of the chat. You can hit the link. You can come up on stage with me. We can have a discussion. I want to hear from my CSGs or new Kevin Durant fans that follow the Rockets now. If you want to put your 2 cents in, you always can come up. This is what this is for. It's not here to just to hear me talk. I'm eager and I want to know your take, your perspective, your gripes, complaints. You can come up. It's not an echo chamber. If you disagree, come up, hit the link. I'll bring you up with me and we can have a discussion and we can get it off. So this is an open invitation to the Chop Shop. CSGs, man, we back. CSGs, we back.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, 6 Rings. How you doing, man?
Good. I'm more of a football fan.
Okay.
But this is the problem I have with Durant. He's old, he's a lot older. And
okay.
I feel like I just think he's kind of overrated. Not as a bad player, but I think Curry and the Raymond Green and that era really helped him. He was never the best player on the team. That was always Curry. You know what I mean? In OKC, Brooklyn, and Phoenix, Kevin Durant, he wasn't the leader. He wasn't Golden State. He wasn't the same player.
Okay. I don't think no one would disagree about the Golden State
you're
era.
trying to win a title, though. Sorry, you're trying to win a title.
Of course.
Or are you guys trying to get to the finals like Indiana did? Like, what's the goal?
We're trying to win a title. This is why we do it. But let me make a comment about what you said about the other teams he played on. Golden State Warriors, I'm pretty sure that wasn't why he was brought to Golden State either. If you remember the year before, they won 73 games, but they lost in the playoffs.
Right. The LeBron.
Right. To LeBron. So what KD was brought to do was to be the icing on the cake, and that's what he did. He went on to win 2 championships and got 2 finals MVPs.
The icing
Yeah,
on
so
the cake.
right.
But
So this is
he's not the icing on the cake though in Houston. You know what I mean?
yeah, yes, he is. He's the icing on the cake. Because we could have stayed pat and we could have went and win another.
You guys, no, that wasn't the right choice. I mean, it's gonna be tough. Like you guys have a 1-2 year period with this.
Oh, okay, so we got 1-2 year period
right
to write out
who's
win
your best
the championship.
Player,
hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. I agree. We got 1 to 2 years with Kevin Durant to win the championship, but we still have draft assets, compensations. We still have young players. So when KD part, we still set up, right, to still retool our roster to fit and see exactly what we need to go on now. We didn't wager our whole.
It's a good
right.
trade.
We didn't wager our whole.
You didn't give up like
Kevin
if
Durant.
you guys gave up like 5, 4, 3 first, I would have said, not a good move. That. But 1 pick and a pretty good player. You did give up a pretty good player.
He was decent.
I think he's gonna be better in Phoenix. I think now he becomes the young, but he doesn't really fit their timeline.
Who don't?
What's his name? Jalen Green.
Jalen don't fit their timeline.
Yeah, he doesn't fit their timeline.
Oh, they about to rebuild. Jalen been through a rebuild before. He know how to rebuild.
But I don't think they're gonna keep him. It doesn't make sense. Booker's almost 30, 31.
Yeah, that's their problems. They traded for him.
And now this guy's almost 21, I think.
I mean that's their problem. That's not our problem. No, he's not our problem no more. 6 rings.
No, he's not.
You know what I'm saying? So
do you guys watch like the Texans or the Cowboys?
Yeah, I'm a Texans fan.
Nice. You have a good quarterback.
Excellent quarterback.
I think he's good. Like he's good, very good. The best you guys are going to win the division again.
Yeah, we should.
I don't think.
Where you from, bro?
I'm from Toronto.
Toronto, okay.
Right,
okay.
But ironically, somehow I watched the Patriots.
Okay.
Yeah, Patriots, I like them. I like the Celtics. I'm not really big into basketball, but I mean, I feel a lot of teams are trying to do what Toronto did. Like this is kind of like the Toronto move. You bring in Kevin Durant, you hope he's good for a year, and what happens in the second, third year.
Yeah,
but a lot of teams
we going for it.
Work.
Yeah, it's only one team. One team can only win the championship a year, so it doesn't work for 29 other teams. So only one team can do it. The thing about basketball, you got to give your best foot forward to be able to compete for one.
Basketball, it's hard because it's not the same game. I don't know how old you are, but if you go watch basketball from 20 years ago, the ratings were better. People. It wasn't all about players, Sure, you had Jordan and Hakeem, but it was more the Bulls, the Rockets. Now it's more like we want LeBron and Curry.
Well, you talking about from 30 years ago.
30 years, even T-Mac and Vince Carter 20 years ago. But now I feel it's more like we only want the Lakers and the Warriors. We want LeBron, Curry every year. And if it was LeBron and Curry in the first round, that would have drawn more views probably than the NBA Finals.
I ain't worried about the views. I'm worried about the Rockets winning the championship.
Nice.
Right,
so you're a sports fan. You're more like you don't care about the views and.
Nah. Okay. It's not what I get wrapped up in. Hey, but 6 rings. I appreciate you for coming up. I got other guests I'm gonna get to. All right.
Okay.
Keep an eye on the Rockets though, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, but 6 rings. I appreciate you for coming up. I got other guests. All right. 6C Charlie, sound like you got the YouTube playing in the background. All right, 6C Charlie.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, I'm not gonna stay on too long. I just want to say this. Now, first of all, God bless all of y'all. I got to start off there. The other thing that I got to say is, how many years do we got to wait for Jalen Green to show something? 5 years is long enough. All that old is potential that's here today and gone tomorrow. Everybody seen the playoffs. We seen what we seen. We seen that he had one good game out of 7. One. This was a trade that we needed to make. And, as far as people talking about Kevin Durant's age, they don't say that about LeBron James, do they? And he's 40. They
It's a
don't
trend
say
for LeBron
any of
James.
that about what's going on. So to me, Space, I'm glad to see you. I was wondering if you were sick or something because I hadn't seen you in a while. And when Frank got his thing going, we can't talk. But I'm glad to see you, man. God bless you and the family, and I hope to see you again.
Hey, we're gonna be more than 6 seed now, man. But you
Oh,
always be
yeah.
6 seed with me.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, man. We winning it, man. That's the way I feel. Ain't no more 6 seed.
Okay. We champs now, huh, Charlie?
Yep. Love you, man. I love
Love
you,
you,
man.
man.
Tell us, Frank, I said hello, okay?
All right. Hopefully Frank will come through if he's not busy. He'll probably come through.
All right, man. You take care, man. And like I said, I hope to see you some more, all right?
For sure. I'm gonna be. I had Frank. I don't see you in the back. Oh, dude. Oh, there you go. You're on the bottom. My bad. There go Frank right there.
What's good? What's good? Hey, is Charlie still on?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm still
Charlie
here,
here.
man.
Hey, Charlie. Hey, my bad. You can still talk on my podcast. Just ain't nobody gonna talk back. That's the only kicker right there. You can always
Okay.
talk.
But
Nah,
I got to tell you, I've been listening to you. You made a whole lot of good points. You whoosh when you were on there. I like what you guys were talking about. But I just got to say it again. I'm not going to hold everybody else up. I'm sick of this. Oh, his age. You don't say that about LeBron. You don't say that about Curry. You don't say that about the other ones, Jimmy Butler and all the rest of them. They all up in age. We got what we wanted. I'm glad we got it. And I just got to say this to you, man. Stone finally grew a pair because I was mad at him for years. Now I like him now.
he's been doing a hell of a job.
Yeah. And you know me, Frank, how I used to be on Stone.
And me too.
Yeah, like I gotta give him his flowers when flowers is due. Stone
Yeah,
he did amazing a job these last 2 seasons in particular.
that trade takes a lot of ego to the side because my biggest worry for him was the fact that Jalen was the highest pick we've had. He made as a GM, and um, obviously they've invested so many reps and making him the face of the franchise for all those years, and essentially trading him away is in a sense saying that you kind of not
You
that he
messed up.
failed. I don't know if it's you because to me people call Jalen. I don't think he's a bust because a
Nah, me
bust is
either.
like you can't play, bro. Like he's just never lived up to expectations. Like if every Rockets fan is honest, we thought he was supposed to be like and on that
Yeah.
level. You know what I mean? John Morant type. You don't draft a guy like that, number 2, for him to just be a role player. So, but yeah, I think Stone he that's a big boy move, and maybe he didn't want to do it. Who knows? Maybe they saying Ime got the power, but regardless, by hook or crook, it was done. And I think we'll talk about it, but I think it was the right move.
I think it was I mean, it gotta be the right move, right? Because everything that Jalen wasn't, Durant is. You know what I'm saying? Everything that he wasn't, Durant is. And then we didn't have to attach another young player from our core to it, right? So I think it just the storm, right? It just worked out perfectly in our favor at the right point, right time. It all worked out in our favor.
Yep, it did. And the way I look at it is, it's not really like, to me. I just see it as KD. They're not. If I look at it like, if you gambling and you gonna put your money on something, and they look at the situation, because I don't really think it's just like Jalen's bad. I think they just making a bet that in this window we got, where we got to make some decisions, and we have an opportunity to get Kevin Durant. What are the chances that the production Kevin Durant gives us is better than what Jalen Green's going to give us? And if you look at it, okay, I got a 2-year window. And the reason I'm saying 2 years, because that's when Jalen's contract would have ran out again. And then you would have been back in the same situation. So if Jalen kept the status quo, let's say they ran it back, would he have been the best player on the championship team, or at least the player, like, not what we saw in the playoffs? And I don't know if I'm a team with veterans, with players on contracts, people trying to get paid, people trying to keep their jobs, what you've seen in the playoffs, I don't know if you can trust that. And I think what they saw in the playoffs probably told them, like, I don't know if we could trust that. And they just pulled the trigger and just gave themselves, like you pointed out, bro. I think Daryl Morey has said this. Basically, your job as a GM isn't to try to win a championship. Not try to win it. Not like you said. Not every team can win a championship. A good GM gives their team the opportunity to win a championship every year. That's what a good
Yeah.
GM does. Because at some
Hmm.
point you might just hit one. You feel me? So that's pretty much it.
Facts, facts. The true dark czar.
Mm. Can you
What's
hear me?
going on, man? Yeah, I can hear you. How you feeling about the trade?
Man, if I'm being completely honest about the trade, um, I don't really like it. I'm not a fan of the trade. But
What?
hold on. Let me get
I'm just
my
playing
full
with you.
thoughts.
I'm playing with you, bro. Go ahead.
I'm not a fan of the trade in the fact that we shipped off Jalen for KD, but I'll be a fan of the trade if it gets us a title, because I completely understand the idea of it and I understand the theory behind it. KD kind of fits back into the Jalen Green slot because I feel like the team was very well built around Jalen Green's development. Like y'all were saying, I wholeheartedly believe that Jalen Green was going to take us as far as we would go in the playoffs, and we didn't go as far as we could have because Jalen Green, he wasn't there when we needed him. But how I also feel is that I can't trust KD's health. And I understand that going for the gamble because we only have him for a year. I think he's in his expiring contract right now.
He's gonna resign. They released
Yeah,
that.
Oh my god.
So he's
Uh,
extended 2 years,
2
100 something,
years.
50
okay.
something year or something like that.
That's an interesting choice. But I just can't get behind it fully, man. Like if it brings us a title, very good, very well. Like that's a good thing.
Is
But
that the only?
But
I'm
that's
finding.
unfair expectation.
Yeah, because
oh
I'm
no,
You know what I
finding
I'm
mean?
not
that.
saying that's the expectations, but I'm saying that there are a lot of concerns that come with this trade. Like the
So
fact that
let me ask you a question, bro, because we just had a space on Twitter about this, and I'm gonna
mhm,
ask you the same question I asked the other dude.
mhm.
So your positive outcome for Katie on the team, like, if to justify it as a title, what would have been your just like a good outcome for the Jalen part? Like if
I
Jalen
feel
stayed on the team, what would it be in 2 years? What at the end of 2 years, what would you have had to seen from Jalen Green to say this is not worth getting, Katie? Let me hear that. Then I'm gonna ask you another question. Go ahead.
okay. So for me, in you said 2 years.
Yeah, because that's the window. Yep.
In 2 years, I feel like it's championship
For
too as
Jalen
well
as well.
for Jalen as well. I don't think
Okay,
that
okay.
the
Bingo,
I
bingo. Hold on. Which one do you think is a more likely outcome based on everything? Is it that Jalen Green will lead the Rockets to a championship in 2 years, or Kevin Durant
KD
to lead the
will.
Rockets to a
I
championship?
I
Honestly, answer it honestly.
no, I know I'm gonna answer you honestly. I'm not gonna lie about nothing. I think it's KD. And that's
Okay.
why I don't hate the trade. I think that
Okay,
there's
okay.
merit
I
to the
got one
trade.
more question, bro. And I'm leaving you. I swear, I swear.
Uh-huh.
So if the outcome for the Rockets is still the same, and you're saying one of them with KD is the more realistic outcome, if Jalen did not deliver that in 2 years,
Mm.
what do you expect the Rockets to do at the end of that window when his contract is up?
I just feel that I'm not really sure because I don't know the landscape of the NBA at that point. I don't know
It
who
don't matter. We're not. You're judging it on his performance. You're not judging the
on Jalen's.
landscape.
Right. So
Okay,
just
so
in
what
the
would
back,
his? Are we saying that like he's bad, like he's playing the same
if,
as he is right
let's just
now?
say we like a first, second round exit. I don't know.
Okay,
It could vary. Maybe he's a little better.
okay.
You
Well,
know,
if he's
but
a
the
little
team
better, we
still
got to
is
find
not.
something different because this
Exactly. You're gonna end up
not.
trading
Okay.
him
Now,
anyway.
Right.
so basically,
Yeah,
we end up in the same spot
but
if he
Yeah.
doesn't
hold
bring a
on.
championship.
That's why I'm saying. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have done the KD trade. If we went back in time and the KD trade was on the table, I would take it. But I'm not really that big of a fan of it in the first place because I feel that nothing has really changed besides we upgraded Jalen Green's position.
That's a big ass. That's
What?
No,
really
no, wait, 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 wait.
What?
Because I'm saying that like this guy 2 or 3 years ago, he tore his ACL or something going for a layup before a game started. Like he's not like for
How many
what he
people?
was
How
saying,
many
whatever
people? Okay. How many young players this year have torn their Achilles?
that's not that. Wait. Just let
No,
me
no,
make my full point.
no. Just hear
I
me
know, I
out.
know it's a lot. I know it's a lot.
Okay, thank you. So no matter with any player, injuries is bound to happen. If we could have went and got Jason Tatum,
Mm.
right, or Donovan Mitchell or anyone, it's still the risk factor of them getting hurt. It's still a risk factor. So
I agree.
injuries is just part of the game. I
I
mean,
agree.
that's what we're gonna have to deal with. Every team deal with injuries.
I'm just saying that for both, either if it's Jalen Green or KD, the team still has the same problems. Like either way, the team still has the same problems. We don't have
What are
shooting.
those problems?
We don't have good enough shooting. KD does
So
help
KD
that.
doesn't fix that.
KD helps. He doesn't fix it. He can shoot. That doesn't mean the
Okay, he
team can
helps.
shoot.
So it helps the problem, right?
It
Okay.
helps the
What else?
problem, but it's still a big problem. Like we can't. Like if KD's off the floor, we're still probably one of the worst shooting teams in the
Okay,
league.
but are we in a better position with KD as far as
That's
shooting?
all.
Yeah, that's what I'm. That's what I'm
Okay.
Okay,
saying.
thank
So
you.
then I don't get what. So you want us to stay in the same position, or because my problem is here's another thing. There are better players than Jalen Green and the young core on this team as we
Yeah.
speak.
Yeah.
And I think people, what you just said, oh, they just upgraded Jalen Green to KD. Hey, we didn't lose Amen Thompson. We didn't
Yeah.
lose Alperen Şengün. So you're telling me you replace your leading shot taker, who is super inefficient, with one of the most efficient shot makers in NBA history that is still in, as far as shot making, is still in his prime.
I'm.
Around the two of your better younger players on a team that are still on the ascension.
Mm.
And even if, and here's another part people don't talk about, even if KD flames out, at the end of the day, whether it was JG or KD, for the Rockets to be successful, either Amen or Şengün, one of them got to be a guy. So at the end of to me, it's like they struck the nerve, like they hit the they hit the what's the term, Space?
They
What is it?
struck while the iron was hot.
Yeah, they struck while the iron. They threaded the needle, bro. Like you kept your young core together while upgrading one of the key positions that was detrimental to you in the playoffs. Because for what you're saying, bro, a lot of the shooting issues, if a guy takes about 1/4 of your shots on a team and he's not efficient and your center isn't efficient, if you upgrade the other guy to a super efficient player, that's not a small thing, bro. That's a big upgrade.
I understand, but what I'm trying to say isn't that we shouldn't have made the KD trade. Like I feel like that's what you're saying. Like that's what y'all think. I'm like negative on the KD trade. I think it's a good trade. I think that it's something that we should have done at this point in time. I would not take it back if I had the choice. What I'm saying is that I think this trade in the end will probably lead to the same result without it, but worse because we'll be hogtied to KD.
No, we're
his old
not.
self.
No, we're not. We're not hogtied to him. 2 years. 2 years. We didn't give him a 5-year contract
I
worth
think he's not.
200
I don't
million.
think he's going to last those 2 years, man. I really don't, and
Well,
that's okay.
even so, right. And you for you having your reservations about it, I have no gripe with it. You know what I'm saying? That's your opinion. You can have your reservations about it. But what we're trying to show you is within those 2 years, it gives us a better chance to win a championship. And not only that, it also gives us some cushion for the other ones like Amen and also Shangoon to fill out and see which one of these young guys can be the main go-to guy on a championship squad. So it not only give us a better chance to win now, it also push our demand for number one, right? In for us being a championship back 2 years. Now it gave them another 2 years to grow, and they don't have to be forced into a position that they're not ready for.
Okay, but my question is, if something happens to KD, or after the 2 years are over and KD is old, even if he stays healthy, who's gonna replace him
That's the
on this
that's
team?
that's the beauty part, bro. Once his contract is up, you're in free agency with possibly two
With
All NBA,
yeah,
two All NBA level young 24-year-olds
because remember his money coming off the books,
right off the books,
so
and
we
you
still
are a
got 100 and
destination.
some million ready.
Houston, Ime Udoka, All NBA Shangoon, All NBA Amen, all first team, all defense Amen. Jabari Smith, one of the best role players in the league. This is 2 years from now. Now these kids are going to get bigger, stronger, faster.
I just can't see it.
Chemistry. Like
I just
y'all,
can't
y'all
see him as the
gotta.
first
I
option.
think we just got you gotta. And even though even if Amen and Shangoon are just like 1B players or B players, you got a big spot for another player to just come and just, hey, Anthony Edwards, you don't like it in Minnesota no more? Welcome to Houston.
I don't know. That feels like kind of wishful thinking to me. Like
Oh, we
I
got
feel like,
KD. That's the wish. God damn it.
huh?
That's the wish, bro. Y'all done seen Space? Nah, Space. I'm gonna pop it, bro. Y'all done seen Space get on here. Damn near have to go to a psych ward, bro. Watching Kevin Porter Jr. and Christian Wood pick and rolls. We done sat up here, got our ass beat night in, night out for the tune of 60 losses in the season, bro. And at the end, the summation of that is you having an all-star 20-something-year-old, a first-team all-defense baby, and you got Kevin Durant with financial flexibility, no long-term commitments to anything, and y'all still finding a reason that, like, I don't get it, bro. I don't
I'm
get it, man. I'm sorry.
I'm not complaining. I'm just worried. Like I feel like
But
we
this is
nothing really
but
changed besides our
like Darkza, this is why we tanked. Now we seeing the fruits of it. This is why we tank for to get assets, get young guys, get draft picks. So when one of these guys come up, we can get them. This was the whole plan. This is why I'm saying we're on par for the course. Like most rebuilds, go ask Philly now about their rebuilds. Go ask the Bucks before Giannis about their rebuilds. Go ask the Sacramento Kings, bro. We came back within 4 years, right? And now we got one of the prime players that's coming and wants to join our team. These rebuilds, bro, Chicago now, they've been in purgatory, right?
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah.
could have been in purgatory, bro. Like, and we bounced back. Like we bounced back from Harden, right? In that Westbrook and all of that. And we back within 4 years. This is a hell of a good quick turnaround that we doing right now. And I don't think people actually see it. Some rebuilds never get off the ground.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I
Good
think
job.
we need to be grateful for what we got right now.
You're right. I'm honestly just a little worried that we're gonna ruin the rebuild.
We
That's
got
it.
good problems. Just put it like this. We got
Yeah.
problems, but we got good
We
problems,
got
not
good
bad
problems to worry
problems.
about. That's all. I'm
Yeah.
not disagreeing with y'all. I'm just
Okay.
I don't know. You're fine. Thank you.
For sure. For sure. I think we just, bro, we've been talking to people off the ledge for how long, Frank? We've been having to talk people
Damn
off
near
the ledge
5 years,
for
bro.
5 years, bro.
Yeah, damn near
Yeah.
5 years through the pandemic, through all of that stuff, bro. We didn't went through like trying to paint where we are at this moment right now. Because
Yeah.
yes, the expectations going forward is for them to compete for a championship. But I do find this space. I'm gonna throw this out there. There's a lot of people using disingenuous championship or bust language to try to set up a way to not like the trade and say, well, they got to win the championship. Whereas,
Yeah,
no,
it's
we
not
don't.
championship or Bush. It's not
Yeah.
championship or
Can you
Bush.
If
explain? I'm sorry, I don't want to butt in, but I agree. I'm okay with the trade. Salute Space, salute Frank. I'm okay. I'm
Salute,
okay
bro.
with the trade. Uh, Jalen Green, he's gone. I'm gonna go with what the offers want to do. But at the same time, when some fans say that when you add an all-time great to your team, I ain't gonna say it's championship or bust, but it's in that realm in a sense. And yes, we have a backup plan just in case that doesn't happen. But we shouldn't be expecting to win at least one, saying we shouldn't be expecting to win at least one championship out of this, that's so kind of disingenuous as well. Because what are we
Not
doing this
No,
for?
right,
no.
but that's not what we're saying.
Go
We
ahead,
expect
Space.
to
You
win
already,
one.
yeah. Space. Explain the way you explained it on the Twitter Spaces about the bus part.
Yeah, I mean, it's not championship or bust, right? It's championship. You can have that aspiration to have a championship, and that's outright that's good, but it's not championship or bust. Because if we bust, that means we didn't put everything into the middle. Like we still got cap space. I mean, we still got draft picks. We still got young guys. We didn't trade all our young guys, all our draft picks, everything for Kevin Durant. Now it's championship or bust because if we don't win, we going back to tanking. That's not how it's gonna go. If Kevin
Okay.
Durant don't pan out and we don't win the championship, then we still got stuff in the cupboard, in the ice
But
chest. We
isn't
still
but isn't
got things in the
wouldn't
clip.
wouldn't that be a mark on Stone if he traded Kevin Durant and we didn't get nothing out of this at all? And we
No.
had to go,
No,
you know what I'm
I,
saying?
I I will give it to Stone because he at least he went for
He
it.
tried. Yeah, I
That's
understand
all
that,
you can
but
do,
you
bro.
know that's all you can
Yeah,
do. And
that's all you
it
can
still
do.
for me it still goes against your record, you know what I'm saying? Whether you get it or not, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know, that's basketball. You know, it's a make or miss league. And I feel that some people are taking it too far with the championship or bust. And I think that I think it's a lot of factors in there because you got some Jalen Green fans, and then you got some people that's kind of genuinely worried. And I think that it's a middle for that. And I think that when the fans that you're talking to, there's Jalen Green fans that's just worried about him. Yes, you can have that sort of tone with those people, but I feel like there are a certain section of Rocket fans who are a little worried, and it ain't even about Jalen Green. It's just about
Hmm.
the KD situation in itself. So
Hmm.
I think that's what some people are trying to get out, but they can't really say it without people just automatically thinking that they think it's about Jalen Green, and that's mostly the problem.
I think
I
they
was
just psyching themselves out.
Yeah, I would say it's not like, to me, my approach doesn't change from when we were winning 16 games to 60 games. Me and Space always going to explain it logically, because the reason I kind of asked him questions to bros, because I got to see his framework of where he got to that thought. Because in order for you to have a genuine conversation, we got to lay out the facts and look at what is the current situation. If you come in with wrong assumptions about contract lengths and stuff like that, then you're not gonna have. So it's not just for us to just let people pop off, but in the community, we also got to share some knowledge on. Okay, if you looked at it like this, now if you just don't like the trade because you don't like KD, yeah, I can't. People just don't like KD. Some people don't like the way he played, his mannerisms. That's all genuine stuff. But to me, to say that the Rockets are in somehow a worse situation, which some people have said, than they were because of this trade. There is no logical sense from, because like Space said, when you say championship or bust, that means that you going all in. And the beautiful part of this is that the Rockets did not go all in. They essentially turned Jalen Green and a draft pick that was not going to see the court this year into Kevin Durant, while also keeping their financial flexibility. And I think that the bet is, either the only way we'll look stupid if Jalen turned into a all NBA level
All
guard.
NBA, like
That's not gonna happen.
Kobe Bryant level type guy.
That's not
And
gonna happen.
then we gonna be like, damn, bro. Then yeah, that'll look dumb. But if he is just who he is and he goes on to have a good career, and KD comes here and we go, even if let's say we go to the Western Conference Finals twice, I still value that, even though to your point about winning a championship, of course we won a championship, bro. But to me, I don't look at it in such a black and white thing, because we have young players. I think a playoff run, a deep playoff run, still has value for Amen Thompson and Shengun and Jabari, so that once they get another player to fill in, or maybe it's one of them, maybe Amen turns into an All NBA, a top 10 player, they have that experience to lean on because I feel like that's important. It's not a microwave thing. I know OKC did it in a microwave, but they're an outlier. Most teams, hell, Jordan, like you gotta bang your head a couple times before you finally break through that door. So
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying, bro. I don't think it's just like it's a waste because we didn't get a championship in 2 years. Like I just want to see them keep ascending. That's all I want to see.
And we do have the 2027, the two 2027 picks to back to like I say, the trade is the Stone did a masterful job with this. Stone has been doing his thing from day one, and yes, he's had some missteps here and there, but that's that comes with the job. And overall, man, I've been satisfied with Stone. And like I say, man, I'm on board with the trade. Let's go Rockets. Let's go win a championship. Let's go do this thing. And I just want, I'm trying to bridge the gap between that worried side and the other side who because I've came over. I slept on it. I've had time to, analyze and look at everything. But there's still some people that for whatever reason on the other side. And I think that, without just coming down and saying, well, you're a Jalen Green fan or you this, you that, let's try to bridge it together. And if they don't want to listen, then we just go on about our business. But you broke it down well, Frank, and you and Space broke it down well, and let's go. I'm ready.
for sure. Let me see what Moses got to say. I think he's been trying to get in here. Moses, you with us?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Oh, how y'all doing, man?
We good, man. What you thinking, man?
This week, I guess I'm in the minority because I love this trade. So I
You're
don't know.
not in the minority.
I don't know what's going on.
Me and Frank, I think we pretty much love this trade too.
I mean, it's incredible. For like the first 2 days, I was just happy the entire 2 days. Man, it's an incredible trade. I mean, for me, I think we have to believe in our base as a team, in our floor. I think Amen Thompson and Şengün give us a very high floor. Because I believe last year without Jalen Green, we still make the playoffs and still get bounced in the first round. So to me, removing Jalen Green, that's like 27% usage rate, and you bring in a KD to replace that. How can you not be happy with that? So I think the floor of this team is really what, and Ime Udoka, is really what made Kevin Durant come here. Because moving forward, every single year, without a KD, without another star, I believe this team is a playoff team every single year from now on. So you add in a 1A player, definitely taking us to the top. And like you said earlier, I don't think we're not done yet. I think a good, if we can get a Derek White, that would be incredible as well. That's definitely be a chip. So I think a Derek White, even if you replace a Derek White with a JG last year, I think we make the Western Conference Finals. So just having a solid, a fringe all-star level shooting guard or all-star level player or scorer or whatever, takes this team to that next level. So like I said, our base is so high, we're not far away at all. So just adding any type of range of all-star level player to this team is taking us to the top. So we just
And speaking about the usage. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's just a little more marginal, tweaks here and there. Said you can add a point guard, shooting guard, just to like a DJ McConnell level type of player, just to help out a little bit. I think we'll be real good and ready to go.
For sure. And you mentioned the usage rate of Jalen Green at 26%, and I think KD is right at like 32%. And if that's still we bringing him over and he gets that usage rate, but it's at a much higher efficiency.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? He got a higher usage rate, but like leaps and bounds more efficient than Jalen. You know what I'm saying? And you plug that in, bro. We might be looking at least the finals. At least in the Western Conference Finals this year.
Yeah, for sure. Western Conference Finals. Healthy, of course. Healthy. Western Conference Finals at the least. I think we are trying to say championship or bust, but if we don't make the Western Conference Finals healthy, I think it would be a little bit of disappointment. But I think because Kevin Durant right in 30 points every freaking playoff game, so it's crazy.
Exactly. Now, I want to show y'all something because I don't really rock with Nick Wright, but Nick Wright, I wouldn't do this, but he made a good point here. Well, not a good point, but he put something in the atmosphere.
the Rockets couldn't get over Golden State. Katie's like, I'm gonna come over there and help you guys. Screw Draymond Green.
And here's the other thing. The Rockets couldn't get over Golden State, and who are the Rockets trying to get over now? Oklahoma City, Katie's old team. And so there is some nice kind of storylines there.
Right.
I think it's a perfect fit, and they didn't give up too much. They kept their depth. They kept their flexibility. I think, oddly, they actually still, if he were to come available mid-season.
Now, this what is interesting. I don't know if I do it, but
might have the ability to still trade for Giannis. And like that, I don't think that's off the board.
Who are you saying trade for Giannis?
The Rockets.
The Rockets?
Yeah, I can try to do this on the fly real quick, and then we're gonna have to move on.
Now he's gonna present a trade like Reed Shepard, Fred VanVleet, and all of our first round picks. If this happened, then you can legitimately say it's championship or bust. Because now we out of everything now. We didn't do all our chips to the middle of the table, and now it's championship or bust.
My question is, who gonna give Giannis the ball?
Exactly.
If you trade Fred and Reed, oh Lord,
no sense.
KD gonna be running point.
So I think one person was mentioning earlier about the Raptors championship run, like how Kawhi came in. And I think it's definitely similar because I think Kawhi and KD like the same type of player in terms of they really don't want to be leaders. They just want to come in and hoop. So when you have a structured team around them, they are just icing on the cake, and they take it over the top. So I call them mercenaries. They come in, they do their job, and they go. And that's all we need.
Yeah. I think you can see the similarities right there. They was close. They added KD. They could never get past LeBron. You know what I'm saying? The Raptors. They couldn't. Right. LeBron was a Raptors killer, right? And then once it did kind of benefit that LeBron left, right? He kind of left and went and did his own thing. But once they got Kawhi, it put them over the top. And not one person in Toronto is complaining about that championship.
Exactly.
Oh, bro, if we win one championship, not even two, if we get a championship out of this, the rebuild has been successful. Because that's what you do it for. The rebuild has been successful, even if we get one chip and we don't, and then we just like after this chip, we just consistently in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And we don't never run another chip, but it was a successful rebuild because we got a chip out of it.
I feel like our team has two phases. Now I'm not talking about Rafael Stone phases, but I feel like
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I feel like we're in the early phase of this, and KD's gonna usher them into the second phase, and I think that's why I'm really excited is because you're still investing in what you started with. Honestly, minus Jalen, because at the end of the day, I think all of this is really relying on you coming out of this draft, not with just trading players, but you actually get a guy out of it that is like he's a guy. So that's why I just want to emphasize the age of our players. I think because they've been playing together so long, people really forget that these dudes is super young, and they are all. Even Jalen was really, really young in doing this. So to me, the best argument that I've heard for like they should have kept Jalen is not because they thought he was going to win a championship. It's just that continuity and just bank on the super long-term development over the years, which I don't know if that's realistic in today's NBA with all the cap stuff, but there's another version of this team that involves even some of the same core players in their mid to late 20s. if they can keep them together.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing. And that's why I think Space people really forgot that a lot of teams. Well, how old was Jordan when he won his first ring? Like 28.
He was like 28.
Like it's not everybody isn't the same,
Yeah.
bro. It's sometimes you just gotta. Once again, like what Space was saying earlier, and what Daryl Morey say, your job as a GM is to give your team the best shot every year. You want to set a team out there that has a chance to win a championship, and the more you do that, the higher your odds are that you will land on one. Because there's a lot that has to go wrong for a team to lose, and a lot to go right for a team to win. But I think right now, today, the Rockets are in a better situation to win the championship than we were before the trade, and that's all you can ask for. And I still think that with the cap flexibility and the future stuff, they are in prime situation to receive another player that becomes available on the market. Because one of the most coveted assets we have is our coach. Whether people like him or not, Ime has he got
He got
what
the cachet. He got the
he
swag.
got that cachet, bro. Bro got juice. So I mean, we good, bro. They extended Ime. He's gonna be here. You got your young guys. You got Şengün on a darling contract. So even if he becomes an All NBA player, he getting paid as a role player. You got Aman Thompson on a rookie deal for another 2 years at least. They just did what an NFL team would do with a rookie quarterback.
Exactly.
Go get you some stars and try to go win some real quick before you got to pay that man. That's all.
Yeah, and to your point, we had the Knicks calling us up, trying to trade for our coach. That's
They
how
was
much
calling everybody.
they was trying. They hard up for a coach right now. They stuck with
That's
Tibbs.
mad. They crazy, bro. I don't know what type of desperation.
They was trying to get us for our coach, bro. Like, what's going on? But yeah, man, I think we in, like Frank was saying, we got this phase right now. With KD, with Fred VanVleet. Give us, and like I said earlier, give us another 2 years to see which one of these guys is really can be that guy and take us there. And then if this don't happen, if we don't, get a championship, KD walk, he's old, he retired. Fred VanVleet, old, he goes, to the bench or somewhere, or maybe to another team. We still got cap room flexibility, and we still got draft picks to
talk
usher
about
in another point, another phase. You know what I'm saying? Another era to the Rockets.
Remember we talked about on the spaces too about the fact that the ball handling duties, now that you get to give opportunities to other guys. Why don't you touch on that about how with Jalen now, because Jalen was our either leading or primary like on ball player last season.
Yeah.
Because KD is not a like pat. He gonna get the ball, get to a spot, pull up. So now you talk about Reed Shepherd, even Cam Whitmore, some of the other, if they don't trade him in the next few weeks, some of the other guys on the team that actually get an opportunity to show what they got.
Yeah, it opens up. It opens up our backcourt, because even Aman Thompson will be able to have the ball in his hands more. KD don't need the ball. All KD, you just need to get him the ball in his spots, and he's a one dribble pull up guy. So now Jalen's off the court. That goes that 26% usage rate. Somebody else got to fill in, right? And the next people or players to fill in for him naturally is Reed Shepherd, Aman Thompson, and Cam Whitmore. Now we can see what they got, right? And it could be almost while we're winning, we can still evaluate these guys, with the balls in their hands. And then come mid-season, okay, he's not ready. We can still make a move or a trade or sign somebody. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like this, we have good problems right now. Great problems. The acquisition of Kevin Durant have just not only put us in the window to win the championship, but also gave us a chance to give these young guys extra time to develop to where they're not just pushed into the limelight and we saying we need you to do it. Like, I don't see too many, besides injuries, which can happen to anyone, I don't see too many negatives to this move. That's why I'm baffled and I scratch my head when people say, well, you mortgage your whole future. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. Frank?
What'd you say, bro?
Nah, did you want to
Oh yeah. I mean, you
expand
you
on that?
spot on. You spot on, bro. You spot on. Like once again, it's flexibility, is invest, and people assuming that guys ain't just gonna get better. Like Amen Thompson could really just come in and be an all-star. And then we
Yeah.
talking about like a scary scenario. Şengün already all-star. Şengün could, we hope he come in better than what he was, even though he wasn't bad, but he could be a lot better.
He could be better,
He could
especially
be better.
finishing at the rim.
Right. And then you start unlocking other stuff that we haven't really seen in this era of Rockets basketball. Just the
Yeah.
shot making, the close. Remember the sometimes you, sometimes me,
Sometimes
always
that's
us.
out the door. We have a pecking order now. We do.
It's
We have a legit hierarchy now, bro.
bro, that stuff is done, and it's ironic the person that made it, they traded
He got traded.
for Dylan.
Hey,
Shout out
that's
to Dylan
crazy.
though, bro.
Hey, but this the thing too. We automatically assuming that the rest of the league is not gonna get better. Like they gonna stay stagnant as well. You know what I'm saying? No, other teams are gonna make moves. They're gonna get better. Hell, OKC, they got a treasure trove of stuff they can still go out and trade some of their core their bottom end pieces, which is hell of a players, and package it, and then they can bring another superstar with SGA. Then we got problems. You know what I'm saying? So this just the time to do it. And we can't rest on our laurels like, oh yeah, we got young guys, we can just sit back, let them develop. No, because we got teams around the league that we're going to be competing with, and OKC is a problem, and they can get better.
Man, they will. That's a team that hasn't. They've made lower end tier trades because what they're looking for out of a guy is already there. So some of the delay that you see with OKC is like, if you got an MVP, then yeah, you don't need to make a trade for KD or any type of player. You just need to get more role players. I think that once again, it's a calculate. And honestly, I don't even know if the Rockets think Jalen is like done developing. I just think that they don't. To me, I'll be honest. Like, I'm not in their locker room or as a coach watching film or watching him practice, but there is if as a coach you'd be able to tell if the type of development he needs is enough to get to where you're trying to go. And what I mean by that is his issue is not talent. Like Jalen is super talented. He's a hard work. He got all the physical intangibles except like size. He's explosive athlete. His problem was that he couldn't read the game. And to me, for a player you want to trust with your franchise, that's the worst problem to have. Like, if you can't read the game, then you really can't win a championship because you're going to struggle in the playoffs every time.
Bro, we see some of the most non-athletic players that can read the game dominate, like Jokic and Luka and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hell, SGA. I mean,
SGA,
SGA is not a super freak LeBron. He just can play basketball. He knows the game. He can read offensive and defensive body language. He's a savant at scoring. It's kind of ironic. The two leading guards this year for the two teams aren't even like super dunkers, like jumper out the room. It's just dudes that know how to hoop, bro.
Yep. Rich Base, you on stage? What's going on, man?
Man, what's up, Space?
What's happening, bro?
What's up, man? What's up, man? Salute to y'all boys, man. I just jumped in on the conversation. I'm gonna make a wild take, man. I'm glad we got KD. I do think we need pieces. I don't think we done yet. We still got some gaping holes that we gotta fill. But you can tell it's a win now move. They ready to win. They ready to compete at a high level. I think. But I wanted to come with my wild take. Um, Y'all might say I'm crazy. It's cool. But I think they was trying to see what Jalen had this year. Cause I think they had their replacement on that bench. Y'all know what I'm gonna say. It's
Who?
Cam Whitmore.
Cam Whitmore.
I think because there's no way, and I get it, Cam, he didn't in moments that he did get the opportunity, he didn't really shine in those moments. But you gotta think, if you playing not really playing a guy with those minutes, he not gonna come in as sharp as you want him to. But it's no way you leave him on the bench against Golden State. And I get it. He's still young, still got to learn the game. It's the playoffs. You trying to win. I get it. But he could have gave you something off the bench. You know, as a head coach, you got to switch it up. You know, as you can see with those two, Indiana and OKC, they went deep in their bench. So you're gonna test what you have to see if you can get a game or two. When you know your starters don't have it, you're gonna go with your bench. But I really feel like they wanted to see what Jalen had to make a decision because they had Cam Whitmore as a fallback per se. Because I think the kid got it. He just got to play. He got to figure out how to play within the system. But I think he's an Adoka guy. He has the right attitude. I think us getting KD is actually gonna help him out. Not mainly, I'm not saying this the reason, but they're both from Baltimore. If y'all know anything about Baltimore Cats, man, they have a certain mentality. And I think Udoka has that mentality too. I think he really loved Cam, but he just want him to play within the system. So if Cam could figure it out, sure up his jump shot, I think Cam is a starting two going forward. What you think about that, Space?
One thing that I would agree that Cam have going for him that Jalen don't or didn't is that Cam then come in through a rebuild with a coach like Silas. You know what I'm saying? Like he's going to get coached hard from day one. He's going to be held responsible for day one. Now it's just going to be on Cam. It's all going to be on Cam because we seen him get a little burn last year, and then he got into the doghouse by Udoka, right? So Cam is not going to have that mental, block as far as tanking and all of the baggage that come with it. So maybe he starts off in a better position, but ultimately it's going to be up to Cam to want to be more team oriented, not a black hole, and be able to learn the game, right? And if Jalen can become a decent defender, I think Cam can become a decent defender too. But do he want it?
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I think to your point, bro, about Cam like playing, and I ain't thought about it from that angle. I mean, that's a good point. I would say the only like the way I see it, like I was talking earlier about uh, you could get away with not being like a savant of the game if you have a God-given ability that you can't teach. Cam is big. He built like a middle linebacker. So and he can get to the rim like with bulldozing people instead of trying to avoid. But like you said, bro, he got to play within the structure of the game, and that's 100% on him. And he is like, talk about a guy that has all the tools, bro. Dude got even on defense. His body is made for him. He can get low. He can sit in a chair. He can move his feet. He's explosive. He should be damn near the archetype for like MVP type player. But between the ears, that's where he got to mature the most. But yeah, he can't say it's because really that position, that shooting guard position, as it stands right now, there's a big hole right there. Because I don't think Amen
It's
Thompson will
wide
fit.
open.
It's wide open, bro. It's wide open for him to take. Cause like you said, I don't believe Amon is too. I think he's a Scottie Pippen type archetype, a point forward. You got Van Fleet at the guard, me at the point guard. And I want Jabbar to start. I really do. But I think we need a shooting guard that can play make and that can get off.
I think Barry gotta start, truthfully, so we can have at least 3 shooters in the lineup. Because with Shangoon and Ahmed, then you're gonna put Steven Adams, you know what I'm saying, starting, or somebody else, or like Reach or Cam that's not really ready, still figuring out the game. I think rebounding going for Barry, 3-point shooting going for Barry, height
Yeah, Barry
mismatch.
start. Barry start. KD gonna play the three. And
Yeah,
the
Barry
backcourt
should
gonna be
start at 4.
backcourt gonna be a man and a Fred. That's what it's gonna be. And
Yeah.
I think that it's going to be an interesting team. I think that team, the length from 2 through 5, everybody is damn near 6'8" and taller, and
switchable
switchable. You know what I
on
mean?
defense.
Even Shangoon could step out on the island. So it's like that's the interesting team, man. I think for multiple reasons. I know nobody talk about. I think we got better defensively in our starting five too, because you have more length, and with them zones they like to play with Udoka when they like to go double big sometimes. Instead of having, Jalen and like Fred out there, now you just bump KD into one of those spots. You're able to take up more space. It's a lot of things, and I think the underrated part you kind of touched on this a little bit, Space. Like the benefit of having truly like a top 25 all-time player in your room to be around, for guys to be around to learn from. Katie ain't got to be no rah-rah like teacher, but just watch his work ethic, work out with him. You going against a man gonna be guarding KD at practice every day, bro.
Yeah. Didn't he? Hey,
Like,
didn't he block
yeah, I mean,
KD
shut him down.
last
I
year?
ain't gonna lie, man had that boy in Rikers Island, bro. But
Yeah.
but he gonna be going against him at practice every single day, bro. How much knowledge this man done picked up over the 17 years of his career about different players, different offensive players. How do you guard this set? In the playoffs, a lot of times what people don't know is like some of these adjustments that are made mid-game come from players on the court, bro. Like, that's why it's hard for young teams to really make a run. That's why what OKC did is so impressive, because a lot of times it'd be the vets be like, nah, we got to do this. We got to guard this. I've seen this before. I know how he, da 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 da, and they start making these adjustments on the fly to counter what teams are doing in real time. So, to me, I just see the value all around. I think the only thing that could make this bad is injuries, and like Space said, it could happen to any player. It's not just Kevin Durant. If one of our key players gets hurt, then we're going to be in a pickle regardless. So, it's exciting basketball, man. I think, but it's ultimately when it starts and people get to see it, I think that's when everybody's gonna be. All this is gonna be relevant.
Yeah. Y'all gonna be like, man, I don't even know why I was tripping.
Tripping.
I don't even know why I was tripping, bro. Exactly. Chip man, you on stage. What's up, Chet?
What up, man?
What it do, man? Long
What's
time.
good, bro? What's good, bro? Long time.
Hey, matter of fact, before you go, Chet man has been here with us for 4 years running, plus almost 5 years. And you know how we was going through hell, right, Chet? In these post game live streams.
All I gotta say is point guard Tate.
Point guard Tate.
Go Tate. Hey, Tate is really the survivor of all this, bro. This man is like a roach in a nuclear war, bro. I don't know how
For real.
He's still
hiding. He's still here.
He went through World War III and made it out.
Yes, man. I don't know how Tate, bro. Every year we plan on getting rid of Tate, and he's still here, bro.
For a bag of chips.
Yeah, for a bag of chips and a Minute Maid Kool-Aid. Like, we was trying to trade Tate for everything. But go ahead, Chet, man. How you feeling about the trade?
Oh, I feel great. I love it. The one thing I wanted to bring up for people that were on the fence, giving up Jalen, is if worst case scenario, Jalen stays the same, how much money we paying Jalen for the next 2 years? People don't talk about that, and whether he lives up to that contract.
Yeah, I think it was for the because he had a team option, right?
Yeah,
I think it was like 33 plus.
Yeah, 30. Yeah, it was like 30.
That's like $100 million, basically.
So if he was the same
option,
yeah, if he played the same like this, how y'all feel about him making that much money?
I mean, he wasn't bad, bro. Like, I think, see, once again, like dude was saying earlier about, like, y'all know I like Jalen. So, like, I think we have to separate his progression on a macro level from year to year, and then his performance in the playoffs. The sad thing is, as you get older in the NBA, progression starts mattering less, and your performances start mattering more, because, like, at some point it's like, all right, bro, like, we ain't got all day for this. So I think he was progressing to me like trending appropriately as far as his development. My concern is that I think his issue wasn't like, oh, he's just a basketball. No, I think his issue was processing on the court, and that is like I didn't. I'm gonna give y'all the example of a player, and I'm not saying Jalen is this player in as far as like how he is or how he acts. So Jalen is the opposite actually, but J.R. Smith, hella talented player, had explosive, can shoot all this stuff, but dude just not he has the ceiling on his process of the game. Like no matter what, like so when you get some players like that, I'm not saying Jalen J.R. Smith. I'm not saying that. I'm just giving you an example that it's not like developing your shooting form or developing like reading basketball. Me personally, I believe there's a level that you can learn, and a lot of this stuff is just kind of natural and just you just got it. Like you can see the game a different ways. And if you don't got it, then you're a role player and you just stay in a role that is defined for you and you can't make decisions. The problem is the Rockets were giving Jalen ability to make decisions. And if your role is to be an on-ball guard that is relied upon to make decisions and read the game, and that is a big problem you have, then I see why they're like, I don't know if we could like keep moving forward with this because it's not really about his skill per se. It's just his role on the team, leading scorer, leading ball handler, and you're not like a Cade or one of these kind of Trey Youngs that can. It's kind of hard to really win like that, and I think that's why they did it.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. One other thing, Rich brought it up, and I have to push back a little on. You really think Cam is a Ime guy? I feel like a Ime guy is super high Q, and you're gonna give it all on defense.
I mean, I think he can. I'm not speaking for Rich, but I think he can become that because he's still young and he's malleable, right? As long as he's coachable. Because at one point in time, we thought Jalen wasn't gonna never be too much on defense, and he actually stood up, and that was one of his strongest part of his game this season was his defense, right? So I think he can be if he wanna be, and if he takes the coaching and he listens to coaching, if he's coachable, I think he can be a guy. I think he can be a guy. But go ahead, Rich.
Nah, I agree with you, Spud. I think he can. What I mean by Udoka guy, because I think it's many variations of what type of guy that Udoka really likes. You're right. He does. He do like high IQ players. I give you that. He really do. He cherishes those kind of guys. But I mean, just by how he played as a player, he played with a certain grit and tenacity. And Cam has that tangible. But what everybody I think critique on Cam is that he does. It's not that he doesn't have the talent. It's just between the ears. I think Space said it. Somebody said it, and it's just like you said, the IQ part of it, reading the game and really figuring out. So that's what I mean by an Adoka guy. Now the IQ part, I think it's just gonna have to come. This is third year, so he has time to grow into that. But I think now is the time for him to come into that.
All right. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can. I thought I was tripping, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought I lost connection.
Me too. I guess Rich had it was on Rich end because it just went quiet. I was like, whoa, hold on, what happened? But we got the gist of what he was saying. So Chet man, you want to respond to that or you good on his explanation?
Oh, I'm good. That's the only pushback I had was the IQ thing. It's like I'm not sure that fully comes together for him.
I mean, I think we need to get more evaluation with him being on the court, and especially in high pressure situations, playoffs, and or either like nail biting games, last 5 minutes of a game that's going back and forth to see what his mental fortitude is. You know what I'm saying? And then I think we can make that adjustment on whether or not he can or can't be. I think right now just a little bit premature to say he can't definitively, but to have questions about it definitely is not out of the realm of possibility that he can't. You know what I'm saying? But I think we just need more on court evaluation of whether he can or can't be. Rizza, you on stage. Raza.
Yeah, hi man. I'm Aaron, man. I'm Aaron. It's just my other account, man.
Oh, Aaron from Turkey, right?
Yeah. I'm from
Okay,
From
yeah, I
Turkey.
remember you.
I just streamed in. I just came up. I didn't listen to the whole show, but I just wanted to reflect what all this Kevin Durant trade would mean to Alperen and his future at the Rockets. In Turkey, there are two pathways right now which reflect Alperen's career, and I just wanted to talk about that, man. I just wanted to say what the media and what the people in Turkey.
Go ahead.
Uh,
We love the insights. Go ahead.
One stream of thought is he's going to get traded for Giannis because now they think here, and this is not my thought, but one opinion is he's gonna get traded for Giannis because it's going to be KD and Giannis and Amen, because here they think if you give up Jabari, if you give up Alpi, and if you give up the two Houston picks, it's going to be enough for Giannis. Another train of thought is that Alpi is not going to get traded, and but then the pressure's up to him because KD, because the second stage of the rebuild is officially done. It was the first stage of the rebuild, and after the KD trade, it's the third stage of the rebuild. It's winning time now. So there is no second stage. So now the pressure's up to Alpi because no matter if you trade for KD or you play with Jalen, you still have to be the focus of the offense. Because, okay, KD is a terrific, terrific, all time great shooter, but he needs to be made available and free to make those shots. That means that Alpi has to sacrifice, and that also means that Alpi has to assist. So one train of thought is they're going to trade him for Giannis, and the other train of thought is he's going to be there for the next 2-3 years, as long as KD is there, as long as the championship is there, to double team in the center and to just throw it back to KD. So it does from here, which I do not agree, but from here it looks like this is not a good trade for Alpi, no matter what.
I will push back on that. I think this is an excellent trade for LP, and the reason why I'm saying that is because now your defense is going to be turned looking at KD. Well, no matter where he is, all 10 eyes on the court will be looking at KD. Now you can't double Shangoon. You can't double Shangoon. And if you double Shangoon, KD can work in the 15-foot range all the way out to the 3-point range, right? And you can't really do like a drop big on KD because he can just pull up over you. So now the center is either going to get played off the floor, they're going to have to go small, and then LP would demolish anyone that's small, you know what I'm saying, power forward and under, if they trying to hold him, right? And the spacing is open now. right? Now he got more space where he can do the spin moves and survey the floor and assist and just be LP, because he's going to be the focal point, but all eyes cannot be on him, and you can't just put more than one player on him, because now you're leaving KD. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be a pick your poison type of. I'm really going to be interested on how teams try to guard LP while KD is on the court, right? Because that's not Jalen. You don't just got to back up and hope Jalen just going to come to you because he have to, because his shot not falling. The only option he got is to come downhill, pack the paint. Now they can't pack the paint because KD gonna kill you. You know what I'm saying? I think this is going to be great for LP, and I don't think KD ever played with a guy like LP before at the center position. You know what I'm saying? I think it go hand in hand, man. I think both of them going to benefit from each other, and I think LP is going to be here. I think he's going to be here, bro, because he's the cream that rose to the top from all these young guys. I think it'd just be dumb to get rid of LP right now.
I
Yeah.
agree with you. I 100% agree with you. Sorry, somebody wanted to step in, say something?
No, I said, yeah, I think um, his contract is so team friendly that that's in itself is an asset. As long as he keeps producing at a all-star level, his contract, just by the fact that he didn't get the rookie scale max and he's actually got way less than that. Um, those are the type of players that you have to get lucky with to actually win a championship. You have to get lucky on some of these contracts. Sometimes it comes because a guy got injured, like in a case that frees up for you to get that extra player that you needed to make the run. So if they do trade him for like a player, I mean, I think any player can get traded at this, because in NBA that applies to everybody. So it's not just an LP thing, and there are no untouchables. You know, what I mean, you would have thought Luka was untouchable until they traded him. Like, everybody can get traded, so I don't think you just think like, oh my God. I mean, yeah, if they feel like they can make a trade to improve the team, they're going to do that. But like Space said, I don't think that's likely going to be the scenario, because he's cheap, he's young, and he's good. So, and for Kevin Durant, why this is on the basketball side, even more beneficial for KD. Like, the last great center he's played with was, I'm trying to think who's some of the great centers KD's played with. I guess if you count Draymond,
Draymond really is not he's like
is not a center. He's like
quad
a
center.
forward.
Steven
Yeah,
Adams.
Steven Adams, yeah,
Steven
yeah.
Adams,
So,
but
and
he's
that's
on our team.
right. So that's the last, like, I would say the best, because Nick Claxton offensively doesn't give you anything at all when they were in Brooklyn, like nothing. And KD was not running pick and roll to throw lobs. So he has the DHO partner. And to me, the ceiling of our offense is on Ime Udoka. We know Alp can pass. We know he can score. He's one of the, if not, well, he's not, if not, he's probably top 3, 4 isolation big man in the league where he can cook you by himself. Anytime he gets single coverage, he's going to drop 35. And that's like a given. No matter who it is that's guarding him. So teams are selling out to they send help on a cat. So he catches the ball, they send in help. Then when he makes his move, they send a third guy. It gets a lot harder when the dude that you send help to from is cheating off of Kevin Durant, Jabari Smith, and Fred VanVleet, and and whoever else is out there. And so then you think about the pick and rolls and KD does run pick and roll, even though he's not looking to pass it. Y'all remember a lot of the times when we would run pick and rolls with Fred and Jalen, the defense is either going to trap them, which forces them to give the ball to LP when he goes downhill, pretty devastating, and that's how Jabari eats and some of our shooters get open. Or if they let the pick and roll go all the way through, the big man starts bailing back, and they invite those mid-range jump shots. Like, I wanted Fred to take a bunch of those. He never did. I don't know. Fred would just act crazy. Jalen, he was so inconsistent with that shot. That's the shot that SGA won an MVP off of. That little pick and roll mid range, because you got drop coverage, that pull up. Katie shoots those at a rate of about 55, 56% on high volume. some of the highest volume in the league. The reason I'm bringing that up is that if you can't step up to stop that, the pressure of having Alp get a head of steam on your center or whoever it is and get him out of here in foul trouble. That is so like it's to me it's really up to Udoka, bro. Ime got to he got to get in his bag, and we can't do that old stupid, just like figure it out stuff. Like, bro, they got to have some baseline system that they run. I think it'll be a lot easier now that we have a 1A for sure. Because I think one of the issues, even with Cam Whitmore and some of the younger guys, is like, bro, I know Jalen, that's my boy, but I think I'm still better than him. Oh, I know Şengün, that's my boy, I'm better than him. There's nobody on the team that think they better than KD. So that alone helps your hierarchy, and I think it should help the offense overall.
Yeah, he's going to be the security blanket. Really, when the clock running down, KD, boom, security blanket, pull up over everybody. That's 2 points, right? So I think it's just beneficial for the whole team, and then especially for KD. Go ahead, Rizzo. Then I got to move to Terrell. He's been waiting. Go ahead, Rizzo. What you got to say?
No, I was just salute to the panel. I was just listening for a minute, but I think
Okay,
somebody was saying about getting Giannis, man. I think trading for Giannis would be like building the Phoenix team again that he just had with Bill and all those guards. It will be too top heavy at a position, and it'll just bog us down again. It just wouldn't work. I think the team that we have now, which maybe needs some little pieces to go with it, maybe a shooting guard here or there, but I'm a risk base too on. I think Cam. I know everybody want Jabari to step into the starting lineup. I think Cam would be a better fit if you ask me because with KD you do lose some youth and you want to be able to run and gun with all men. So I think he'll be a better fit with that lineup. But I also think the trading Şengün, I don't know where that's coming from, but that's crazy. Like I don't know if anybody's seen Giannis game, but everybody would have to stop the way they played, the way he played. So that just wouldn't work. But nah, I think this the best situation. I think Şengün should that mid range. He can't be hesitating this year. He gotta establish that mid range. Like that's like a real thing going into this year. Him and Almond developing a better shot. All of them, but especially those two.
Especially in that mid range, bro. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah,
Everybody talk about the 3-point shot for Şengün. To me, they giving him up the mid range because they scared of him getting to the basket and backing them down. That little floater, he gotta be on automatic on those like this year. That's what I'm looking at.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think you hit the nail on the head too when you said the way Giannis play. He's coming downhill. He wants the ball, so you got to have stationary jump shooters. You got to play 5 out. You know what I'm saying? You got to play a 5 out system, and you got to have stationary jump shooters. So when he gets you the ball or when the defense collapse, he kicks. That's 3 points. That's why Brook Lopez and all of those guys were successful, just raining in threes because Giannis demands so much in the paint. And I don't think our team is built that way, especially if we're going to keep or if we get rid of Şengün or if we keep him. I don't think we got enough jump shooters around to facilitate what Giannis do well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's good points. Rizza, you did you want to finish what you were saying earlier, Rizza?
Yeah, man. When I was talking about those two things that were speculating in the Turkish media, that wasn't my opinion. But what my opinion is that with the KD trade, I think that the rebuild is officially finished. I mean, uh, before this pod in the last season, I was talking about when I was on the pod, I was talking about that Rafael had to choose at the end of this season of who he was going to pick and who he was not going to pick, and he picked. It was Jalen and it is Dylan. Those guys are out, and now KD is in. But with KD, this also establishes a timeline of okay, KD has 2 years, 3 years, and in those 2 years, 3 years, if you have a superstar, if you have KD, one of the best shooters ever, you are going to gun for the championship, if you like it or not. So now officially the rebuild is done, and we have taken our first shot, and I think more shots will come. I don't think that Alpi is going to get traded. It looks like from the Turkish media that they think that Alpi is going to get traded for Giannis. I don't think it is. I think they can work together well. What I am worried about of this year is last year was close. Last year was really, really close. We had a few injuries, Jabari injury. We had also Steven Adams joining late with the double big. Uh, it's a tight, it's a thin rope, man. It's a thin rope. I mean, this year it's going to be close because it's going to be close because this year, last year there were no expectations. This year the expectations is even Las Vegas's expectations are you have to be in the first 2, 3.
2-3
And
is
now
record or
in the Western Conference in the top 2 or 3.
we just did that. Like,
Yeah, exactly. But can we do it again? And it was close.
but
If
honestly, wasn't that going to be the expectation again though? Like that's why I don't know what to me like a lot of people think KD's coming to save the Rockets. Like we weren't scrubs,
Yeah,
bro. Like,
bad.
yeah, this we're
exactly.
the second team in the West. So I think like I don't see him as I think you guys are looking at it from the standpoint they're giving a lot of credit to KD. I see it as they are seeing a young, talented team that was on the cusp of going to the second round against a really talented veteran team in the Golden State, and they're saying this young, talented team added all the player you just described. So I think I think the pressure for Şengün was already going to be there regardless. Following up an All-Star year, he was like one vote away from being third team All NBA. It all this stuff was still going to be there. Like it's not. He's still going to be playing for a country. This is the big boy NBA. This is how it happens, bro. And if he's good, if a man is good, the difference between good players and guys that are okay is that they are on a night in, night out basis gonna give you what they give you. And I saw that last year from both of them dudes. And in the latter part of the playoffs, when everybody else was just going to shit in the bed, there was stretches in the game where I seen some two-man stuff with Alp and men that I think the Rockets considered all of that, bro. I think they considered how Şengün looked defensively in the playoffs. If he got cooked by the Warriors, he probably would have got traded. But when you have them playoff runs, and our friend Mike on Twitter, Uncle Mike on Twitter, always says this, like, these things are data points. And the data points happened in the playoffs for the Rockets, and they used that data to make a move. And every year going forward, that's what you do as a good organization. You look at what you got, and you make a calculated decision on, okay, we see what we got here. How can we improve on this? So I don't think Şengün or Amen or Jabari, I mean, a lot of the young guys, they play their role. I think Jalen, sadly, was the only one that was not able to fulfill his role, and they saw an opportunity to upgrade, and they did. If it comes, let's say Şengün's still shooting 49% from the field, they gonna ship him out just because we got to get better, bro. It's the Houston Rockets, not the Houston Şengün's, the Houston Jalen Greens, or the Houston Jabaris, or Houston Amen Thompsons. This is it, bro. Like y'all lucky we ain't had Daryl Morey still, bro. I don't know.
Oh man,
Man, he might have traded. He might
four
have
of them
traded
would
me
have
in
been
space.
gone.
What we doing? Pistons.
Everybody would have been gone. The whole fan
You
base.
ain't lying.
But you remember, Frank, we tried to caution the fan base, the ones that watch our channel regular, about getting too attached to players. We told them when this time comes, which is when we in right now, some of these guys will be gone. So we're Houston Rockets fans. We want the best for the Houston Rockets, not the best for my ego or my favorite player. You know what I'm saying? I was a Houston Rocket fan before these guys. I'm gonna be a Houston Rockets fan after these guys. So I want to see the Houston Rockets win the championship. I don't want to see, like some people, I want Harden to win the championship because that's my favorite player. But all right, that's cool. If he gets one, cool. He's not a Houston Rocket no more. I want the Rockets to win one before Harden. I don't care what you say. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Rockets fan, and I want this franchise to be successful. Not my favorite player go out and get 30 points a night. That's not how I look at it.
I ain't gonna lie, Space. If somehow they trade Almond, I might crash out. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, we
They ain't
ain't
gonna trade
trading now,
him, bro.
man.
They ain't gonna trade him, man. They ain't
I'm
gonna
just
trade him
saying.
because he's still cheap. You don't get in trouble with being traded till they gotta pay you. That's what
Yeah,
y'all gotta recognize. That's when, like, unless it's a star available, if it's like for role player stuff, when a man making 40 some million and he still can't shoot, yeah, then they might trade his ass. Until
yeah,
then, bro, he cool, bro. He chilling. He ain't going nowhere.
yeah. Hey, anybody in the chat, if you want to come up, this is the last call. We're gonna be ending it probably within the next 10, 15 minutes. Go ahead and hit the link if you want to come up and get your takeoff. Hit the link. It's pinned at the top of the YouTube chat. You can come up and get your takeoff. Until then, any one of
What
y'all
I
gotta say
what
something?
I got a little bit to say.
what I
Who's
want to
talking?
say.
Somebody's real low.
Oh that's me. My bad. I got
Who's
something to
that?
say.
True?
Yeah, it's me. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. So I want to start off by saying y'all really cleared up a lot of my doubts about the KD trade. I never thought it was a bad trade, but like a lot of the worries that I had, like I had some of the thoughts that y'all said, but I never really like took them to heart. Now I'm like good about it. Like I'm not really like, oh, what we could like we can win a championship with this, but we could have had like a dynasty with that. Now I'm just kind of like, it is what it is. This was definitely the best choice that we made in the situation. Now I'm just thinking about the actual impacts of the trade on the team. And I think, like you said earlier, I think the people that benefit the most from this trade on this team are definitely Alfred Şengün and honestly Jabari, because he's just gonna catch some of them passes that like Şengün would normally make to KD, or he would just take himself, and they're not gonna notice that he's even sitting in the corner because they're worried about KD and they're worried about Şengün on the inside. So I think those two are gonna benefit a lot. But the thing that I'm really worried about now is our bench unit. Like, because I think we all can admit that like there are some problems with Cam Whitmore. Obviously, I'm not really worried about Shepard. Like he's young, yeah, he just got drafted last year, obviously. So like he's not gonna be like at the ready, like championship level, but like he'll get better throughout the year. I'm worried about the people who's going to be like main rotational pieces from day one. Like I'm thinking like Aaron Holiday and
I
Jayshawn
think he's
Tate.
gonna be gone. I think Aaron. They're not gonna. I don't know if they're gonna pick up his contract.
Nah. They already getting rid of Jock. So and I
He
think
got a
he's in
great
the
point.
same.
He got a great point though. That bench is problematic.
Yeah.
I feel
I
like we're
don't
going to see a lot
disagree.
of Jayshawn Tate basketball, man. Again.
You don't want to see Jayshawn Tate look off KD to ISO.
No, bro.
Oh hell
I've
no!
been seeing him do that for years, man. I'm tired.
He gonna wave him off. I got this, bro. Like, bro, I would if I'm in Toy, I'm tackling him on the court, bro. Like,
Straight up.
man, we gonna be.
It really is crazy that he's still here though. Like after all this time, like that's wild.
Be the
But
last man standing, bro.
He might be back.
honestly, like who do y'all think that we should like go after in the off season to improve our bench? Because I'm honestly kind of at a loss. Like who could we rely on, or who could we maybe trade for?
I seen like the likes of like Gary Trent Jr. I think GP2 is probably up. It's not really. It's as far as shooting guards. It's not really a lot of them out
Yeah.
there.
Quentin Grimes.
Quentin Grimes,
But I don't
but
know.
he's
He might be too.
restricted, so we're
He's
gonna have to pay
restricted.
him.
Yeah, I don't want to do that, honestly. As good as he projects to be, I think just getting more depth, I wouldn't mind. It's kind of a weird situation too, because you're in this weird pressure where you want to give yourself the best odds to win the championship. At the same time, you want to see what you have in Cam Whitmore and Reed Shepard, because like we said earlier, without Jalen's ball handling, you free up a lot of that role for multiple people because
Mm.
it's a lot. Jalen was on ball a lot. So now, because a man is not going to just absorb it because that's not his game. You're
Yeah.
going to use a man in multiple ways. So there's still leftover ball handling duties. You don't want an older Fred Van Vliet being just a primary on ball guy. So Reed and Cam are really going to get a shot. And Ime don't play. He give you about a week, and then that's sayonara. We'll see you next year. So if they can't show what I think is going to happen, they'll go in trying to feed the young guys, see how that go, and then they'll make a trade before the deadline for like some vets that can.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know who I seen that was coming up available, and he a
Who's
rocket
that?
killer.
Who's that?
Tim Hardaway Jr.
I wouldn't
Oh.
mind that. I wouldn't mind that at all.
Because
Yeah.
bro can get hot and just run off the 5, 6 threes in a row.
Oh, also Eric Gordon, bro. What y'all think about EG coming back?
The way he was talking
Nah,
about the
real
team when he
talk.
left,
It's a
I
real
don't
deal,
know,
bro.
man.
I might have to pass on that.
What
He
on EG? Y'all don't want
Hey, that's what they talk about for real.
for real,
if
for
he
real.
For
You know,
real, yeah.
I don't mind him as the cheerleader at the end of the bench.
yeah, he
That's
might come in and give
crazy.
you a couple. You know what I mean? Just a couple minutes.
Wh- What y'all think of like Sam Merrill? We need a
Oh
white boy
yeah,
shooter.
yeah. Sam Merrill. Yeah, he'd be good. Any like just a high volume movement shooter would do like you pair that with all the other moves, then you cooking with some. There's still moves they could make, and I don't think like everybody said we ain't done yet. We're not done yet. I know they going the team that's gonna show up to play the first game. I don't know what the schedule ain't out yet. Y'all know we playing the Warriors on Christmas or Lakers or some crazy like that.
Yeah, we gonna be.
Yeah,
That's
talk
one
about
thing.
that, Space. Talk
That's
about
one
that,
thing.
Space.
That's one thing. We gonna be in a lot of prime time games now. KD is box office. The Rockets is box office. We didn't seen people, this up and coming team like Sacramento get all of these games. You know what I'm saying? And TNT. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a lot of them games this year, bro. And they're gonna the Rockets, Warriors. We're gonna be playing the Warriors on Christmas or some New Year's Eve or some crazy. Like, yeah, they're gonna do that. We're gonna get a lot of national attention this year.
I'm calling it now. Game 1 against the Thunder.
Mm,
And we ain't scared of that. Somebody said earlier about the Thunder. Like the Rockets does not give a damn about the Thunder, bro.
nah,
Like that's a backyard rivalry. It don't matter who record is what. Like we played them good. So yeah,
yeah,
we ain't worried about the Thunder. I actually wanted to see them in the playoffs, bro. Even though they probably would have beat us just because they're ahead of us as a team. At that point, I do want to see them in the playoffs because I don't think they have an answer for Şengün. And I think now with Kevin Durant, I don't know. I like our team. I like the mix of youth and maturity that we have.
same.
I think it's good. And yeah, I don't see OKC. I don't think OKC's going to repeat, bro. I don't know why people always say that. Like, it's the beginning of a dynasty. Says the same thing
Yeah,
about Denver. NBA different, man.
Makes sense.
This ain't back in the day no more, bro. You get you one. You just happy you
you
did.
better be happy you got that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Barlow, you left. You can come back because we getting ready to close it out. Go ahead. I'm gonna go in order. True, that was true. Rich Base, you got something to say before we close out?
Nah, man. Just I enjoy listening to y'all boys, man. Space Frank, uh, keeping us in tune. Shout out to my boy Terrell one time, man. But nah, man, with KD, bro, I'm just hoping he stay healthy. Um, I think somebody brought it up about Udoka. Just because we got KD, Ducker, you still gotta do your job. That don't mean get that boy the ball top of the key and ISO every time. You gotta mix it up. You know what I'm saying? So I hope he fixed the little wrinkles that he, because he definitely got our coach in the playoffs because we should have won that series, regardless of how Jalen played. That's my personal opinion. But yeah, I just hope the guys just come back well tuned, shooting better. With at least a respectable jump shot. I'm not saying he's gonna come in like he SGA this year and just shoot lights out. But I just hope he's just respectable, the way you can bring the defense out, don't pack the paint on him. So, but yeah, good show. Yeah, that's my take. Salute.
Appreciate that, Rich. Chatman.
I just wanted to ask Frank, how many more Kobe Gasol comparisons we gonna get now that
Nah, man. I was thinking about
Şengün
that
got a running
today,
mate?
bro. They didn't damn, like, I was thinking about that, bro. Just looking through the old videos and like 4 years of content down the drain, bro. It was surreal when when they first traded Jalen, because like we all invested a lot in him, bro. Like like I said, I believed in him, maybe to a fault. I think now stepping out of it is like you can see, I see why they did it, but you want to be optimistic about players, especially ones that you think you've seen develop in the league. But yeah, I mean, the thing Kobe always had, and I alluded to this about a year and a half ago in one of the videos, updating that was, I got to see where his mind is at, bro. Like Kobe had that mentality. Kobe was a basketball student, and no matter what sport you play, if you don't study the game at a high level, you will not be successful at the highest levels. Like it's not. There's no shortcuts around it, bro. You got to be smart. And if y'all like, there's that podcast, Mind the Game, with Luke, not Luca, with LeBron and JJ Redick used to have before JJ became the coach. They talked about that thing about what do you need to be successful in the playoffs, and LeBron said you need as many high IQ players on your team as possible. He said that it's not about the talent or how big and fast players are. He said you think about the teams that are dynasties, the Spurs, the Warriors, the Bulls. It's like just a bunch of really, really smart guys. And so that was my hesitancy with like Jalen's upside. That's why I started readjusting it. It wasn't Kobe no more after like 2 years ago. But I mean, it is what it is, bro. We'll see what the iteration now. I think Amen Thompson is something to watch for. I still think Şengün is on the Hall of Fame trajectory for his career. Um, I know, like I said, I feel like I know the game of basketball. I feel like the Rockets are in a great spot. I think we're in a better spot than a lot of people give us credit for. And honestly, OKC got their ring. Shout out to them. They're done. Like they don't have to. They could not win it, but they mission accomplished for them. Um, I think their team dynamic is going to come back and bite them in a few years because it gets really hard to have a talented team that young. So I think us starting to shed off a little bit at a time while upgrading is kind of the typical regular way this happens. And yeah, it is what it is. But y'all should be happy, man. Like I know we're used to being anxious. We've been in a state of trauma for like 5 years, well, 4 years as a franchise. It's time to enjoy basketball again, man. Y'all boys about to be on TNT. They're gonna talk about us on First Take. Not that I watch any of that junk, but I'm just saying, just it's a topic now. You're gonna be on. It's not no more one national game for the whole year. Rocket's gonna be on probably ESPN or TNT at least once every 2 weeks.
Mm.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we here, man. We here. This is what we waited for. God willing, everybody healthy, and yeah, let's go Rockets, man.
Let's get it. Moses, you up?
Not too much, man. Thank you for having me. Enjoyed the conversation.
All right. Appreciate it. Short and sweet. Rizza, final take.
There are two things I'm worried about. One, it's not OKC or it's not Denver, but it's teams like Golden State, teams that can dribble, teams that are fast, teams that play against big teams and they dribble them out. That's number one. Number two is The thing I'm worried about is I don't believe that Cam and Reed and Tari are ready to play 82, 89, 90, 95 games at a high level. And I have one advice. If the if if Rafael or any of his execs are listening to this, you need if you go this way, you need somebody to, if everything goes wrong, to stem the tide. Get somebody like Ben Simmons who can defend the shortcut. Who can defend the shortcut. We will bleed if we can't do that. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
Ben
Uh,
Simmons is a wild take, but
nah, bro. You had me. I was like, he's
you
still.
had me all the way up to Ben Simmons, bro.
Oh damn! You couldn't think of no other name, bro. That's what you was cooking up was Ben Simmons. Who let?
It's the worst that we can get right now, but even that's enough.
All right, all right. Terrell, what you got? Final
I'm
take.
just thankful being on the panel, man. But from what the guy's saying, man, I think I'm just happy about everything going into next season. I think you just need to probably add another shooter. But I think, draft players and not give them a chance to see what they have. So going into next season, I think you give it like 25 games to see how Cam come out, to see how Reed come out, and see how they perform before you just go in and try to make changes like that. So I'm not worried about that. And one thing that they can't, what Ime can do to help the team is to add more emotion to the offense, and then you don't need that point guard or that person that gotta run it all the time. If you add more emotion to this offense, I know we got KD, but adding more emotion to the offense even help everybody else. So we just gotta he just gotta do his job a little bit more next year, if you ask me.
Yep. Bro, you, bro, you sound just like Ringleader. Like he used to come in. You don't know Ringleader? You got another account?
Nah, man.
Man, you
Nah.
sound just like
He do.
Ringleader.
He
Don't
do.
he? Don't he, Frank?
Yeah, he do.
I thought it was Ringleader came up on another account. You sound just like Ringleader, bro. For real. But yeah, man, if you haven't already, go ahead, Frank. Give your final take, or you already
Nah,
gave it.
I already gave it, man. Go Rockets.
Go Rockets, go Rockets. Now, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, y'all know what time it is. You need to. Oh man, hold on. What happened? I pressed the wrong button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel because we're gonna be bringing that heat. Frank with the breakdowns, him and Roosh with the Rockets talk. This is one season that you want to be subscribed to the Chop Shop CSGs after game reactions, live streams. Me myself will be conducting them similar to this one. So if you haven't already, man, jump on the train. If you are a new KD fan that just got here, give the Chop Shop a follow, put on the notifications so you won't miss none of this hot content that we're going to be bringing to you all through the season. Now, if you haven't already, CSGs, we all we got. Remember, yeah, this how bad it was, Frank. We had to come up with a slogan. We had to come up with a slogan.
Bros have to come up with a coping mechanism,
Bro, we had to cope
Yeah.
like we all we got, right?
Because you can't even say it without like you about to cry. Like we all we got, man. We all
Man,
we got.
we all we got, man. CSGs, man. Chop shot game.
We
We
gotta
all
switch
we
it up.
got.
We gotta switch it up, damn, bro. We gotta switch it up. That's trauma, bro. We gotta let that trauma, let that hurt go.
Let it go. Let it go to the
Yeah.
past.
Yeah, we gonna come up with something. We'll come up with something on the new
We'll
season.
come up with something. We'll come up with something. But that was those therapy sessions that we was going through all the tanking. We had to say we all we got, man. This But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. We're gonna get up out of here. Let's go. There's no reason to hang your head, no reason to second guess. the Rockets, we on our way. We prime time now, baby. We prime time. So God bless y'all. I'm gonna be up out of here. Let's go, Houston Rockets.
We all we got.